Good morning, and surprise, surprise, I want to talk about Sony's new PlayStation Plus service this morning. Now, I've already made several videos talking about the service, and I've been pretty critical, most specifically in relation to the interface on PC, which is no better than it was on PlayStation Now. And there's no search bar and all the rest of it, so it's not ideal. I've also moaned about saves and the fact that if you play on PlayStation 5, you then can't stream the game because, well, you can, but you won't have the same save. And yeah, it's a bit of a mess in those areas. Nevertheless, there are some good things to be said about the service. Excuse me. Most notably, I think that the game selection is bloody good, especially on PS4. I mean, there are some games missing, but there's some really good games and a lot of them. I do think the backwards compatible side of things isn't quite so good. I think we've only got 2 PSP games. And yeah, that's not great, but it will get better over time. So the selection of games is pretty good generally. The other thing that I think does seem to be a lot better than it did on PlayStation Now, and correct me if I'm wrong, you can come and tell me in the comments, is the streaming. And that's going to vary from person to person, from internet provider to internet provider, you know, what time of day you're playing and all the rest of it. But as a general rule, my experience with PlayStation Plus has been a lot better than my experience with PlayStation Now. Now, it's been a few months since I've played PlayStation Now on PC, but it wasn't a great experience. In the process of looking at the new service, I've played quite a lot on PC, and it's been a pretty good experience. And I'll show you what I mean. I mean, you know, the menu system aside, once you actually get into a game, it's been quite good. I'm going to go into AO Tennis, and the reason for that is because, well, AO Tennis is a sports game, and sports games, you have to have pretty good reactions to be able to play them. If you can't have a reaction time from your player that, you know, is quick and there's very little lag from pressing the button, then it makes the game almost unplayable. So let's go into AO Tennis and I'll show you why I think it's actually improved. So it's going to load up here. And I remember when Stadia came out and they said, oh, no loading. And I think Microsoft have been touting that nonsense as well. But yeah, loading times from streaming services aren't great. And PlayStation Plus is, well, no different to the others. And it might be a little bit slower as well. I think the problem is that I think these games are actually streaming from, in effect, PlayStation 4s in a server somewhere, you know, a server rack somewhere. I don't know, but I suspect that because of the relationship with the saves, the fact that if you're streaming, you get a PS4 version of the game. And so, you know, you're stuck with that PlayStation 4 version. If you go back to your PlayStation 5, you can't carry on where you left off. But I've talked about that in a previous video. But as we see here, we're into the game, and I'm going to hit X to begin. And if I go into career, I should be able to carry on from where I left off. So I'm going to go into manage and then I'm going to hit X to load up the career. And it should just pick up from where I was playing. I was in the middle of a match. Yeah, so here we are. We're in the middle of a match. We've got match summary and this should load up the game. I'm not going to spend too long in here playing. I just want to show you that it's actually fairly responsive, or seems to be fairly responsive for me. Again, you know, this is the problem with streaming generally, is that you are subject to the vagaries of your internet provider, how many people are online in your area, all these kind of things. And you know, it can vary. Now, when I was playing this game the other day, when I first started, it was going great for an hour or so, and then I was getting lots of micro stutters and things. But that's the only time I've really had that. As you can see here, this seems to be very responsive. And yeah, I mean, like I say, I was getting those micro stutters, and let me see if I can just win this point. Oh, he's beaten me. I'm going to win 1 point and then I'm going to stop playing. But yeah, I had a few micro stutters, but that was a one-off experience. So yeah, I've won that point. Do one more point. That's going to go out. But yeah, as you can see, it's responsive, and it has been responsive generally. So let's just stop this. And I've had a good experience with playing these games. Now, the difference might be if you go in and you're trying to play an online shooter, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. It's it's going to add to problems because you've got the internet sort of twice, if you like. You're downloading the game to play from a server, and then you're also going in and trying to play an online game. So, yeah, the latency that's going to be introduced there, it probably isn't going to be ideal. I know people were saying that they played online shooters on Stadia and it wasn't too bad. But yeah, it wasn't too bad, I think, is a telling statement, really, when you're talking about online shooters. Because if you're playing at any level, then not too bad isn't good enough. You're going to get beat. And it wouldn't make a great deal of difference to me because I get beat anyway. But yeah, so you wouldn't want to be playing online games from a service like this. I don't think. I haven't tried it out myself yet, but I wouldn't necessarily want to try and do that. But for playing games like AO Tennis, I had a go with Ghost of Tsushima, Miles Morales. I think I played a little bit of Guardians of the Galaxy, can't remember. Duke Nukem Forever, I was playing that. That's a PlayStation 3 game, if I remember rightly. Yeah, PlayStation 3 game. Rubbish, really, but I was just playing it for a bit of fun and to see how the PlayStation 3 streaming was. That was fine too. I was playing the game, and as much as you can enjoy playing Duke Nukem Forever, I was enjoying it, and I forgot that it was streaming. Same with AO Tennis. I mean, okay, at the moment I'm doing a video, so I am thinking about the streaming. But when I was playing it the other day, and I have played it for a few hours via the streaming service, I forgot it was streaming. And I think that's a testament to the quality. Now, compared to Microsoft's game streaming, how's it compare? I think it's on a par. I think they seem to be of a level now. And aside from that brief period of about 10 minutes where I was getting a poor experience, it's been pretty rock solid most of the time. Microsoft's game streaming, Xbox game streaming has improved no end. Used to be that Stadia was head and shoulders above all the other streaming services. I don't know. I mean, they may have improved. Like I say, I've stopped. I made a video about it. I stopped subscribing to Stadia because I didn't think it was worth the money. But that's another argument. The actual streaming on Stadia is very good. I think, though, that the streaming from PlayStation Plus, I don't know if it's up to Stadia or not yet, but it's certainly, from having a gap between playing the two, I can't really tell the difference now. And I have had some bad experiences with Stadia as well. In fact, I had more stutters and problems playing, I think Zombie Army I was playing. I had some problems when I was playing that via Stadia, and the graphics went out and stuff a few times. So Stadia is subject to these vagaries too. But this, the interface is crap, but the actual streaming itself, yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it. And I don't think, if you're a casual gamer, and I think I described myself as a perennial casual gamer to someone the other day. I've been playing games casually for my entire life. But if you're a casual gamer, I don't think you'll notice a great deal of difference most of the time if you've got a good internet provider and a good internet connection. I really don't. So, yeah, I do think PlayStation Plus streaming on PC is pretty good if you forget about that crap interface that we're looking at here. And yeah, I think it's viable. I really do think it's viable. So yeah, that's a plus point for this new PlayStation Plus service. As I say, let me know in the comments how you got on with PlayStation Now before, this new service. Let me know if you've got this new PlayStation Plus, if you're getting on well with that. And, we can talk about the comparison between the two. I mean, I've already said myself, I think it's a reskin. So maybe things had already improved. I can't really speak to that. But it's definitely a lot better than my last experience with streaming PlayStation games. And the experience of streaming them on the PlayStation 5 has been good. And the experience of streaming them on the PlayStation 4 was good as well. Obviously, you can't stream PlayStation 5 games on the PlayStation 4. So if it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive, even if it's on the service, you're not getting it. But that aside, it's pretty damn good. So yeah. And I've been using it a bit like I have on the Xbox, where on the PlayStation 5, I'll stream a game to see if I like it. And if I like it, I'll install it. I did that with AO Tennis. I actually streamed it first and played it for a bit, decided I liked it, and I installed it. So that's another good thing that you can do with it. You can use it as a way of testing out games. And like I say, I've been doing that with the Xbox for some time now. So yeah, long story short, it's a pretty decent experience once you get past the menus and you're into an actual game itself. But as I say, let me know what you think in the comments. Give us a thumbs up if you like this one. Give us a thumbs up or whatever. Make a comment. Watch another of my videos if you can, because that will really help with the algorithm. If you're clicking on another of my videos, the click-through rate helps, and then, all the usual nonsense, and it helps the channel. Because as a small channel, if you're watching this and you're a small YouTuber, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Trying to get any traction on YouTube these days as a small YouTuber is impossible, or nigh on impossible. But anyway, that's my rant about that. I'm going to stop wittering now and go and get myself a cup of tea. And I'll speak to you guys in the next one. Bye. Hope you're having a nice day.